Hi, I'm Doug from Game Shampoo, and today we're going to do our first of Let's Play. The subject of this one is a beautiful game called Child of Eden. It's technically the prequel, but, well, we'll just call it the sequel to Rez. Now, this is a fairly unique game in that it's very synesthetic. Now, fun word. It essentially means your brain's kind of messing up how the signals are supposed to come in. Think of it as hearing with your eyeballs, tasting with your ears, and somehow seeing with your tongue. Don't ask, it's something our brains can do. Now it's got a pretty simple story overall. It focuses on Numi, the first person born in space. During her life, she actually becomes famous as a singer. And kind of as a tribute to her, they store her memories in what is the universally accessible internet called Eden. Now, centuries down the line, they try to bring her back within Eden. Something goes wrong, and you are chosen to dive into Eden and fix the corruption. This is a very trippy game, and more than once when I've been playing this with people, they've told me it's like they're on something very potent. We'll just leave it at that. Well, introductions aside, let's get started. Besides, what fun's a game if you don't play it? The game itself is broken into numerous archives, and as you play through, you unlock more and more by attaining a higher rank. We're just going to dive, as it's called, start into the first level, the Matrix. And as this goes through, I'll explain the game. Now, it's always going to be intense visuals. It's just part of it. As you can see, fragments of Numi, and now we begin. And what you're seeing me doing right now is called an octolock. By pressing down A on the 360, and while using the controller setup, you can lock on up to 8 targets. Otherwise, you can hit X, which, as you can see, is used much more as a rapid fire. There are cases you need to use one or the other. Always pay attention to the color. Anything that's purple can only be hit by octolock. Anything else is fair game for the octolock. And that first time, by octolock, I meant rapid fire. Now, the game starts simply enough. This is just to help you acclimate and get used to how the game is going to progress. You go through the stage purifying, shooting the enemies. If you manage to get 100%, there's a nice little trophy or achievement for you depending on the system. This is obviously not a 100% run, but it's a good demo run. As you play, you'll start to notice patterns emerge in how the enemies appear. This just makes it easier for you to predict and get more accurate locks. That little bit I just shot is for Euphoria. When I need it, I'll explain it a bit more, but suffice to say, if you've got a crap ton of stuff coming at you, you can't shoot it all, you use Euphoria, and congratulations, there are no more concerns about whatever was coming at you. One thing that's worth noting about this game is there are no really short stages. The shortest I've been able to complete any stage is about 10 minutes. That thing I was just shooting demanded that I first open with a volley of rapid fire. If I'd have tried the octolock, there should be another one shortly, it would have just rebounded and you would have heard kind of a... There we go. Yeah, you just kind of hear a bounce sound. Otherwise, you get that nice drum beat. I always love that sound. As you can see, actually shooting down or purifying everything in a given level is kind of tough. I've run this stage numerous times. I'm still not getting it perfect, but I'm up in the 90s. An interesting note about this game is that it was designed for both the 360 and the PS3, specifically for the motion controllers, the Kinect and the Move, respectively. While it works perfectly fine with those, you can also fire it up with a controller, as I'm doing. In ways, this is a little easier, as at least with the Kinect, people have complained about you can only use one arm at a time, and attempting to have both arms working at once tends to make the game kind of sad, and it can't really tell what you're trying to do anymore. And as you can see, for a game like this, you need to stay on top of it. Alright. Another beauty of this game is when you get into a boss fight, you know it. As it progresses through the stages, you'll see the life bar go down as you land more and more successful hits. When you enter the final stage of the boss fight, you'll start seeing images of Lumi show up. When you manage to deplete the bar at that point, you will be finishing the stage. Some of the more astute might have noticed periodically there's a purple circle appearing on my screen. That is helping me track various projectiles that are getting launched at me. There aren't many threats to you in this game, but if those hit you, that starts draining your life, shown in the bottom right. You run out of that, and it's game over. You need to start the dive over once again. Great for practice, terrible if you're just trying to clear, though. Alrighty. This is kind of a fun part of the stage. You need to stay on your toes because you've got those walls. That one appeared only briefly because I'm used to it. And it's the only one where it's just a quick one shot. All the rest of them take at least 2 or 3. Here's the next one, 2. If I don't make those shots in time, I run into the wall and lose a whole segment of health. And as you can see, I have a maximum of 5. Nope. You run out of health very fast if you're careless in this game. Not as fast as like Dark Souls or Demon Souls, but not too far removed from it either. Yep, there's me screwing up. Go Octo Rock you. There we are, getting down there. Now we're past the mid-boss, closing in on the final segment of the stage. I just gotta keep up the fire. Here we are. This is the beginning of the boss. like I said, you know when you get to the end of the stage when you start seeing Mumi, and there she is. For this first stage, they made it easy. You don't have a life bar for the boss. Instead, your only target is to simply just keep blasting it until everything goes away from the sphere that contains a part of her. And, yeah, you're approaching on the end. Yep. And that completes the first dive. Well, I certainly hope you all enjoyed checking that out, and I definitely hope a couple of you will go and pick up this game. So, from Game Shampoo, I'm Doug. Thanks for coming and checking out Let's Play. Hey, don't forget to check out our website, www.gameshampoo.com, and feel free to subscribe to keep up to date with all the videos we'll be putting out.